What's up guys, it's Mystic coming to you guys with yet another YouTube video. Now today I want to talk about a movie I just saw yesterday, and that would be Warcraft. Full disclosure, I have not played any of the Warcraft games, and I went in there in the dark not knowing any of the lore or any of the backstory. So this is my perspective on the movie. Now we live in a world right now where in Hollywood they don't have the best reputation for making video game adaptations on the big screen. Movies like Mortal Kombat, Mario Bros, Street Fighter, Tomb Raider, they have made money and they've tried to make those movies just off of name recognition. However, Warcraft, I believe, tries to go in a different direction. I think they do make an attempt as far as making a really good movie, having substance, and it has problems, but they definitely do try in the movie because you can see the budget that they spent on the film. You can see the actual effort being put in the film. This is not a throwaway movie just based on name recognition. Obviously, they didn't do the best they could off of some of the things that they did in the movie, but it wasn't for lack of trying. Things I liked: the scale of the world. You can basically tell how big this world is. It gave me a good sense of where they're going in the next film, and I'm very excited for that. It didn't seem, like a small battle, small encounters here and there. You could tell the scope and how large, how potentially large this story can be, and this franchise can be. The CGI, amazing. The orcs, we got to see some shots of some elves, some little mini guys, and I thought the CGI was done really, really well. The effects, I don't think they cut any budget in that department. I think they did the best they possibly could. And now another thing, the spellcasting and the wizard special effects. Not only were they amazing, the actual fights, they were fights in there where they actually used some of those spellcasting abilities. They were amazing. No offense to some of the movies that use those kind of effects, but not only were the effects good, but the actors actually committed pretty well to them by their hand movements, their body movement, body language. I think that was done amazingly well. The orc storyline, I think, was very, very interesting, and it actually quite relatable. Ogrim was quite interesting to me in the movie, and I think that he did an amazing job of showing emotion out of the motion capture. He did a very good job of showing emotion with his family, with his people, and it really did stood out to me, and I thought it was a really positive thing in the movie. Now, all of that goes hand in hand with the fight scenes. Obviously, the CGI, the special effects. I think the fight scenes were done very well between orcs and orcs, because there are some orcs and orcs fights in here. Also, the orcs and humans. I know some people saying that it looked a little misplaced. I thought it looked fine for what they had to work with, and basically how difficult I would imagine trying to do CGI, motion capture, and do actual people. I think they did a very good job. The budget for this movie, I'm sure, was pretty big, and like I said, they really did try. However, there were some problems with the movie. I felt guilty right off the bat because I didn't understand some of the lore in the movie and some of the Easter eggs. So I was like, I wish I could know a little bit more about that. One of the things would be the Fel, which is this sort of black magic, black sorcery that I don't think was explained very well in the movie, and I wanted to learn a little bit more about that, and especially how that relates to Medivh. He came and went from the film, and there wasn't much explanation to him. I wish we knew more about him, and I wish we could relate to him a little bit more, and it didn't give us much explanation. The same thing with Gul'dan, the sorcerer for the orcs. He was menacing, I give him that. I did get the sensation that he was the bad guy. He was badly influencing the orcs for his own desire, his own evil purposes, but I wish we could have had a little more backstory on him, maybe. Instead of some of the love plot that was unfortunately put into the film that I don't think was done that well. There was a lot of teasing sexual tension and all that stuff. It didn't really amount to anything. The love story, the love aspect was kind of throwaway in the movie. Also, Luthor's son, the main protagonist, his side plot and his emotional tie to the movie and to him, I don't think was done very well. Another kind of throwaway plot in there. One of the big things is the movie tried to set up maybe a larger world and try to focus on it maybe a little too much, trying to set up sequels, trying to set up all these things throughout the movie, and instead they probably should have streamlined the plot and streamlined the story a little bit more. Instead of worrying about that, have a pretty concise beginning, middle, and end without trying to worry all about this fan service and Easter eggs. I know what they're coming from because, again, I'm a big fan of those kind of things because I know a lot of the lore behind DC and some of Marvel, and when they put that in there, it's a good sensation because you know what they're saying. However, for the average Joe, I can see how that can get them lost a little bit. And lastly, I think some of the naming schemes, I don't know if it was done on purpose, but I don't remember some of the names, unfortunately. I got lost because of it. Now, the good thing is I remember the faces, I know what the story plot was about, I knew who to look for, but the names were kind of difficult to remember. Again, guys, I do believe this movie is worth seeing. I think it's a movie where if you have one of those deals in your town, like I said before with X-Men, not the perfect movie, not a bad movie, if you have a theater in town that you can see it for $5, $10, definitely worth seeing. Go out there, see it. If you have the money to go see it at full price, that's even better. I do believe it's worth seeing, but I don't think you'll be absolutely blown away, and I don't think it was the movie that was going to catapult the video game franchises into Hollywood and making them huge blockbusters, just like superheroes did. I think they're in the right direction. I think that they can fix a lot of the problems in this movie. Definitely fixable. They have plenty of lore to work with, and I was actually very interested. I was lost, but I'm interested in learning more about it. So I hope you guys feel the same way. Again, guys, let me know your comments down below, your feelings on the movie. Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Don't forget to subscribe, like the video. My name is Mystic, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.